Hi everyone. So I know we had a little bit of trouble with the lesson 3 video on simple functions because there was no audio. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to play the same video and see if I can narrate over it. So what's happening here? All right, let's just restart this. Okay, so I'm looking at the total coursework, and normally what we would do is equal D5 plus E5 plus F5. So this is a normal function. What we can use as an alternative, which is a really good alternative, is the sum function. So equal sign sum, and here we just use a range of cells, D5 to D4. So we can copy this down to the other persons and coursework percent now. So even though the total coursework is out of 75, we wanted to get it out of 25%. So this is the calculation we'll have to do. 25, as in the 25%, times G5, the student mark, divided by 75, which is what the total coursework is out of. So we get something with lots of decimal places, copy it down, and we should probably get rid of some of those decimal places for it to look good. So we're going to put it to 0 decimal places here. So we select all of the cells, go to Format Cells, Number, and 0 decimal places. So there you go, coursework out of 25%. So there is another function that can do something very similar. It's called a round function. So let's see how that works. Equal sign round. Notice there are two arguments, the number we want to round off and the number of digits we want to round it to. So instead of number, I'm actually redoing the calculation here because you can do that. And we want that calculation to 0 decimal places. So notice it's the very same as the first column that we used. We changed the number of decimal places using format cells. So we're going to increase the number of decimal places in both of these columns to see if there's any difference. And we see there is a difference. If we look at just the first two, even though it's the same calculation, the one that we rounded off using the round function is 20, but the one where we change the number of decimal places, once we increase the number of decimal places, it's going to go back to adding on extra things. So let's see, highest score, we use equal max. So that's, sorry, the highest score in coursework 1. And we'll copy it across. And it works even though we have 2 persons absent for coursework 2. We're still able to get it once we use the function. I think that also works for the sum function as well. Let's look at lowest score now. So that's supposed to be min, but I think we're going to do it in a slightly different way. Yes, we are going to look at the auto sum button. So if you click on the little drop down, you get some functions there that you can use very quickly. So we just click on min. Now Excel thinks I want to find the min of nearby numbers, and the only number that's nearby is that highest score, but that's incorrect. So we just select the correct range and hit enter. So you can change what AutoSum does. So you just click on the particular cell that you want to use the AutoSum in and then click on AutoSum. There's no need to select the range of cells first. So let's see, average, we go to AutoSum, average. It's not the average of those two. We want the average of all the coursework marks. So this is another way that we can change the range. You can move it and drag to select the correct range. So notice the function automatically updates the range. Here we can copy across. I think we should change the number of decimal places. We're just going to reduce. Right. What's next? Number of students present. Okay. So we are counting the number of students. So we need to use a count function. And here we are counting the number of cells in a range that contain numbers. So we're just using the regular count. And when we copy across, you'll actually see that for coursework 2, there were 7 students present because there are 2 cells that do not have numbers. Instead, we wrote in absent for those 2 students. So that's the count function, only counts numbers. Total number of students in class. Okay. And we want the total number of students in class, so we are just going to count all of the names that we have. It's not going to work with just a count function though, saying 0, because the count function only counts numbers. And we have no numbers in that range, we only have names. So let's see, instead of count, we need to use count A. So count A actually counts all the cells that are not empty. All right, so there are 9 students in class. Oh, okay, so I guess that's it. So what you guys should really do is actually try out the Play Pause It video for this particular lesson because it's a lot more interactive even without the sound. But I hope this video will help you all out just a little bit more and leave you all a little less confused.